right, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'd like to remind everyone to please make sure that all cell phones are turned to the off or vibrate position. Also, please be advised our city council meetings are broadcast on television on Comcast Channel 99 and rebroadcast on WMGJ Radio. This meeting of the Gadsden City Council will now come to order. The chair calls on City Clerk Ivan Nelson for the roll call.
Councilwoman Toles? Here. Councilman Williams?
Here.
Worthy?
Here.
Eccles?
Here.
Billingsley?
Here.
Cannon?
Here.
And Reed.
Here.
We have a quorum present and our meeting is open for business. I'm going to ask Keith Williamson to lead the invocation. Please stand and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, Lord. We do thank you for all the blessings, Father, you've provided us again and again, Father. We thank you for salvation and forgiveness first and foremost. I pray, Lord, that we use these opportunities to get together to serve you in a way that pleases you, Father. I pray that you give us wisdom, guidance, knowledge, and discernment in every decision that's made, every action that's taken. May our thoughts and actions be pleasing to you always. We give you thanks in advance. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the Community Development Committee work session city council meeting held on March 7th.
So moved.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to approve minutes.
The chair will entertain a motion to ratify payment of accounts for the weeks of March 3rd through 9th and 10th through 16th.
So move.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to ratify payment of the accounts for both weeks.
Proclamations, do we have any? Unfinished business, item number 8A is an ordinance amending City Code Section 110-216 regarding the petition for traffic calming devices. This ordinance was presented last week for first reading. It changes the petition requirements for 90% to 75% of the property owners needing to sign the petition, whether they are for or against the measures. Instead of 75%, only a majority of the 75% signing the petition must be in favor to approve the devices, and a primary renter or leasee will be allowed to sign the petition if the owner does not live or operate a business on site. What is the pleasure of the council?
Move to adopt.
Second.
Okay, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the ordinance, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
No.
Oh, do we need a roll call vote?
Yes.
Yes, the roll call vote.
Okay. Councilwoman Toles?
Yes.
Williams?
No.
Worthy?
Yes.
Eccles?
No.
Billingsley?
No.
Cannon?
No.
And Reed.
Yes.
Fails to carry. The ordinance is not adopted.
Mr. President, can I speak on that, please? I think we need to maybe go back and, I think it might have passed if we had took that rental out. I'm not for sure, but, 41% of the people in Gadsden rent houses on a rental house basis, and they could just up and move after they got one put in there. So I think we just need to either take that out or look at it a little bit further, I think, on that.
Yeah, I would agree.
People can up and move regardless. They
Yeah,
rent it or not.
you can up and move, but if you're a homeowner, you got stake in that piece of property. And if you're a renter, somebody else has stake in that piece of property.
Heath, what I would suggest is consideration of a proportionate factor that accounts for the percentage of rental homes on that street, or the percentage of renters on that street. I don't know if that's easy to do, but again, just something that accounts for it. Okay. Item number 8B addresses the nuisances at property located at 2214 Norris Avenue, and the nuisances at this location have been abated, so there's no further action needed by the council. Item number 9, this is the last time and place, this is the time and place as advertised to conduct a public hearing, allowing anyone to speak in opposition to or in favor of a resolution ordering abatement of nuisance on property at 105 North 15th Street in District 2. Willie Lewis Ray, Willie Mae Crosby, and Willie Mae Crosley being the last known owners. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this resolution? Does anyone wish to speak in favor?
Mr. President, I'm Brian Harbison with the Building Department. We started this case in August of last year. There have been no improvements. There are no permits to improve, and we're asking for a resolution today to abate the nuisance.
What is the pleasure of the council?
I move to abate the nuisance.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Our next public hearing is a resolution ordering abatement of nuisance on property at 1007 Vincent Avenue in District 2. The state of Alabama, certain rights of redemption of Abraham Silva and Umbelina Francisco, and Bankers Insurance Company being the last known owners. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this resolution?
Come to the mic. Come to the mic, please, right here.
Yes, this is my house with my husband. I'm
Ma'am?
sorry, I'm kind of emotional. This house, it got a lot of memory to me. I left out of Gadsden almost 2 years ago, but I've been coming back around because April 18, 2015, I lost my son in a car accident. And we left our house, we tried to fix it, and every time we tried to come back and fix it, there was some windows always broke out, and we changed it in 3 times. And the moment that I lost my son, I wasn't thinking about the house no more. But I would not like to lose my house because I got a lot of memories in it when I raised my kids in there. And that's the house that I know. And I got some pictures that I have approved, been fixing it, working on the windows again, putting the windows in again. If you want to, I can show it to you.
Okay. Ma'am, if you would, please give us your name again for the record, just to make sure we.
Yes, my name is Umbelina Francisco,
Okay, and your address?
1007 Vincent Avenue.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mrs. Francisco.
Thank you.
Does anyone else wish to speak in opposition?
Mr. President, I was prepared to ask that we pass a resolution on this. I talked with Ms. Francisco this morning on the phone. I actually had the opportunity to look at her pictures this morning. She has made significant improvement since the pictures I took last week. So at this time, I would ask this case to be tabled for 30 days. Thank you.
Okay.
I move to table the abatement for 30 days.
Second.
Okay. Is there any additional discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to table the resolution for 30 days, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to table for 30 days.
Our next public hearing is a resolution ordering abatement of nuisance on property at 1004 Penny Street in District 3. Richard Horn Jr., Margie Lee Frazier, and others, Cecil Horn and Norman L. Horn being the last known owners. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this resolution? Does anyone wish to speak in favor?
Mr. President, we started our case in August of last year. There have been no improvements. There are no permits to improve, and we're asking for a resolution to abate the nuisance.
What is the pleasure of the council?
Move to abate.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Harbison, let me ask you a question. Once you condemn a house and put the sticker on the house that it's condemned, when can they go in and remove their belongings?
Anytime. They can
They don't
remove
have
them at any time, before this hearing and even after this hearing. Anytime prior to demolition, they and only they are allowed to go onto the property.
Also, too, don't we still store the furniture or something? If the house is full of furniture,
If
don't
it's-
Public Works still store it?
If it's deemed to be of value, it will be, yes.
Okay, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
The nuisances on property located at 2308 Forest Avenue have been abated by the owner, therefore no action by the council is needed. Our final public hearing is a resolution ordering abatement of nuisance on property at 2805 Norris Avenue in District 6. The state of Alabama being the last known owner. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this resolution? Does anyone wish to speak in favor?
Mr. President, this case involves trash and debris and abandoned semi-trailer, tractor trailers, as you can tell in the picture. Property is reverted to the state of Alabama. Normally, we would take this case to court. It would be difficult to get the state of Alabama to show up in court. So we're asking for a resolution to give us the authority to go on the property and clean it up. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you. What is the pleasure of the council?
Move to abate.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item number 14 is a resolution renaming Gadsden Senior Activity Center. The facility, which opened in 1999, is enjoyed by citizens of all ages and holds many varied events, and the city has received numerous requests to change the name of the center. This renames the facility to be known as Downtown Civic Center. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item number 15 is a resolution authorizing agreement with Race Crew Timing Services. This is for timing services for the Barbarian Challenge to be held at Knocklula Falls Park on June 17th. The amount is $400 plus $3 per participant. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So move.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item number 16 is a resolution authorizing the Fourth Amendment to the Tower Attachment Lease Agreement with T-Mobile South. This is for upgrading equipment on the city tower located at 909 Bellevue Drive. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item number 17 is a resolution authorizing special use permit to Sprint. This is for modification of existing cell tower equipment located at 278 Hillview Road. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt both resolutions.
So move.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt both resolutions, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt both.
Item number 18 is a resolution authorizing extension of a special use permit to Verizon. This allows additional time for co-locating equipment on the existing building located at 1007 Goodyear Avenue. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So move.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? And if that address rings a bell with any of it, that's Gadsden Regional Medical Center, is that where that address is. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item number 19 is a resolution authorizing acceptance of permanent drainage easements. This is at 3 locations, 825 South 4th Street, 829 South 4th Street, and 916 South 5th Street. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt all 3 resolutions.
So move.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt all 3 resolutions, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt all 3.
Item number 20 is a resolution authorizing agreement with Alabama Department of Transportation. This is for two separate agreements. One is for the construction agreement for resurfacing and traffic striping on Randall Street from 6th Street to 11th Street. And the other is a construction agreement for bridge replacement on George Wallace Drive over Nolan Branch. Both of these were previously approved, but some changes were made to the agreements. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt both resolutions.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt both resolutions, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt both resolutions.
New business, is there any new business?
Yes, Mr. President, I'm gonna ask the council give unanimous consent, reconsider and give unanimous consent on a resolution from the engineering department awarding bid 334 to Hudak Constructions for renovation and improvements to the 6th Street Pool House.
Okay, we have a,
Second.
okay. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the resolution today as an item of new business, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, consent has been granted.
Thank you. Move for adoption, please.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion?
This
Yes.
is, the swimming pool is gonna be, I know it's in his district, but it also has a sentimental value to me also because that's where I learned how to swim, was in 6th Street Swimming Pool. And so it's in very dire need of remodeling and repairing, so we're getting ready for a new pool in 6th Street. So all you that don't know how to swim, come on down.
Yes, and like the doctor said, we really need a new pool, and we already knocked the old building down, the city has, so, and the amount that's budgeted for this is $431,000.
Also, too, there's a time, I've been on building this building, and whatever the time it is, if they don't do it by then, it's $250 a day. That's what it would cost us to bus the people to the Y.
All right, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Okay, is there any more new business? Department reports, committees, boards? Citizens' request? Is Mr. Thornton here? Not- Okay. Remarks by the council? Councilman Reed, we'll start with you then.
Well, the only thing I have, I noticed on the Facebook the other day where a lady was on there saying there's nothing to do in Gadsden, Alabama. And it brought to mind that all I can see is in the newspaper they list DGI's got it going, Museum of Art's got it going, Cultural Arts got it going, Parks and Rec's got it going. So you gotta be either blind or dumb or something wrong with you not to be able to have something to do in Gadsden, Alabama. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't have
Councilman
anything.
Kennedy? Councilman Billingsley?
Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Sterling, would you all stand, please?
Hey,
They're not in my district, but
I
my
know.
wife has known them all the time. And with the permission of Councilman Dr. Toad, I'd
He
like to.
took my thunder.
They've been married for 60 years,
Amen.
and that's longer than most of us are old. And most of you all, now, not me, but, but I went to a dinner for them Saturday, and Mr. Sturtevant said before he married her, she was gonna be a nurse. He said after he married her, all she did was nurse their children. So congratulations, and that's all I have.
All right. That is great. That is great. Definitely something that we ought to be proud of as a community. You know, I'm a third of the way there, so I'm working. Councilman Worthy?
No.
Mr. Eccles?
I just like to say to the Studevants, and to Mr. Studevant, he's a very stout supporter of the city of Gadsden, his community, and also of me, and so I just like to thank you and also to congratulate you all publicly.
Absolutely, amen. Just a very quick update on our visits to DC last week. Of course, everybody's seen by now the $54 billion in increased defense spending that was proposed in the president's budget on the 16th, so last Thursday. And so if you understand kind of the dynamics, you know that $54 billion's got to come from somewhere, and the vast majority of that's coming from cuts to domestic spending. There's quite a bit of discussion at the national level about a few things. Preemption is one of the things that's being talked about. There's a movement both at the state level and at the federal level to push back cost and responsibilities back to the city. And if you are not worried about that, then either you're just not dialed in or you're just kind of missing it, because that is something that we should be concerned about. What that's going to mean is that a lot of the federal dollars, I think we went through our audit review today, and it was noted that back in the early 2000s, we were receiving in upwards of about $12 million in federal grants, and that number is down to about an eighth of what it was at that point, and this is just more of that coming. So CDBG is one of the things that's been proposed to be cut. So there being cuts proposed to HUD to the tune of about $6 billion. The EPA is being cut to some degree, or proposed to be cut to some degree, and what that means is that a lot of the brownfield monies that were there that we could potentially use to clean up sites like the old Gulf State Steel site are no longer there. The home grant fund, the home fund monies that were there to help develop residential properties, those are at risk as well, and the list goes on and on. We're also there advocating very strongly for the protection of our municipal bonds and the exemption that comes with that. If you do not know, a lot of these big projects and major projects that we do and other cities do, we're able to do them because we get a tax exemption on municipal bonds. That saves us about 30% on the actual cost. So that's significant. In the proposed tax reform effort, that's one of the things that's on the chopping block. So again, please be mindful of that. And I guess the other thing that we talked about a lot was e-fairness and the uncollected sales tax on internet sales. And we continue to drive that. There's actually a congressman out of Virginia that's really standing in the way right now of that happening, or actually coming out of committee. So we ask that everyone, really become a student of that whole process so we can advocate where we need to advocate. Anything else? Okay. As if there's nothing else, I entertain a motion that we adjourn.
So moved.